live button here. You can always come in and edit. Just wait for somebody to come on in. I send it to Samantha and Miguel. Let me get over to Chris. Spumsky Garcia. Yep, I got it live. I just sent it out to the team there. All right, Miguel is starting to write me back. He can't join either. All right, let's see what's going on here. Webinars on air. Settings, slide to default voice, no. Invite people. Oh wait, let me grab this link. Hold on, copy. Let me try this. See if that works. Send you a different link here. That's the invite button. Okay. All right, so I'm on here. Yep, there you go. There's Scott. All right. You guys there? Okay. Hey guys. All right, so.
There's my man! There's my boy! What's up, Scott? I can't hear you, dude.
Can't hear you.
You're muted.
Sorry, I was muted, dude. I was just, this has been like literally tooth and claw to make this, man. Okay, what's up, brother?
See you, man. Good to see you managed to jump on.
It's great. Well, Paul has the floor, so as soon as he wants to, let me go ahead and get my earphones in. That way, at least I'm not like sounding like the echoes going on.
Let me get this over to Samantha too.
Yeah, I just messaged it to the group message there, so hopefully she grabbed it.
Whew, I'm sweating for you, Scott.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, it takes a village, right?
Exactly. But I'll still give you a great introduction, man.
Okay.
So everybody, if you're not going to be talking, just make sure that you hit the mute button.
Guys, before we get this rolling, I know we're a little bit behind schedule, but we promoted a different link. Can we just post this new link Samantha's asking in that little message there?
Sure, just go ahead and promote the YouTube link to everybody in the Facebook group. And
okay, where's the YouTube link? Can you throw it in the message or just post it in the group?
Paul's got the link since he's the one that did the administrator, so it should be in his links column.
Do I put it in the chat?
You can either put it, yeah, if you put it in the chat, then we can go ahead and blast that.
All right, there it is.
Brutal. So that's going to let them join as a viewer but not a participant, right?
Correct, because it's the YouTube live stream link.
Oh, the one that was in the group then, or a different one? Oh, this one here. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And we got Samantha on.
Samantha's in. What's up, Samantha?
Woohoo! Scott's here!
Yeah.
All right. Paul, whenever you're ready, sir, let's go ahead and get this thing rocking.
All right, I'm ready to rock and roll.
All right.
So should I just go?
Yeah, just go ahead and hit the start button. Let me know when we're recording.
Well, I think we've been recording this whole time.
Awesome. Well, that's even better because everything can be edited.
Okay. Awesome.
All right, folks. Want to welcome you to our wonderful Dream Team Hangout. This is episode number 2, and we have from my left to your right. It's going to be Chris Garcia, Kay Somji, Miguel Fuentes, Samantha Rodriguez, and we have also our main guest of honor, Mr. Paul Maynard. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I appreciate you guys letting me come out here and do some speaking tonight.
No, that's awesome. You know, if you don't know who Paul is, you got to keep an eye on this guy because he is he's an up and coming in MLSP, which is our community that we're all a part of here. And if you don't know what MLSP is, I'm not going to get into all the different great things about it, but essentially what it is a community of online entrepreneurs that are focused on helping you in your business and building it. So with that, what I want to do is I want to turn this call over to Mr. Paul Maynard. He's a great business owner, making a ton of money, but just being modest. But not only that, he's helping a ton of people in this business, and we are really honored to go ahead and have him on the call tonight as a special guest. We had some technical difficulty, but he's here to bring it and to share with us his daily method of operation that he does with Twitter and how he goes ahead and generates leads online. So, sir, go ahead, take it away.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks, you guys. I really appreciate you inviting me on tonight to share some information. I just want to really say really quick, I got my MLSP cup. This is probably one of the most coolest cups, and there's a lot of meaning to this cup, more than any other cup I've ever had. And I don't know if you guys ever seen this, but the back of the cup, this was awesome. I never saw that before. This is really cool. So, those of you guys that are just coming in and you don't know much about MLSP, we're a like-minded group of entrepreneurs, and we truly just want to help each other out. And we're all working together to lift each other up, help each other up, to reach the goals and dreams, to reach the why, because the why is what drives all of us. And we all know to be really successful, we need to help other people. You guys have heard that saying before, help enough other people become successful and you become successful, and that is so true. And when you really grasp that concept and you serve others first, wonderful things happen. And it's so simple. A lot of people, they miss it. They think it can't be that simple, but it is. All you got to do is just serve other people, help other people. And when you're out there, reaching out to people, and I'm going to talk about my daily method of operation that I use for Twitter, a lot of people think their first thought is, well, what's he trying to sell me? Because they don't understand the concept of serving others first. So it's our job to show them by example, to help them. So with that said, you guys, here's my daily method of operation, okay? And I'm going to start from as soon as I get up in the morning, because I think this is really important for you to realize this, okay? I get up in the morning. I do work out at least 3 days a week. I have a personal trainer. My wife and I do couples training, and the reason we have a personal trainer is because I need somebody to keep me accountable. I need somebody who's going to push me. I need somebody who's going to make me show up. I need, we got some new people joining. Woohoo! Jose, how's it going, Jose? So I need somebody to keep me accountable, and then I need somebody to push me. And it's just the same as like when you're building a business. You really need somebody in your court to push you and help you be accountable, and make sure that you're doing the right things there. We got a lot of background noise there, guys. There we go. And so So I do that, and working out gets my blood pumping, makes me feel really good. While I'm working out, it makes me really think about my day. It gets me pumped for the day. I think about my goals, my dreams, and my why. Now, when I come home, the first thing I do is I jump on a daily wake-up call, a motivational call to get my mind in the right place. I've just worked out my body, now it's time to work out my mind. And while I'm listening to my daily motivational call, I am taking notes. And then with those notes, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go make a really short piece of content that's valuable to serve other people. I place that video, and I'm always making videos on Facebook, on Twitter. You know, I take that same video and I just repurpose it all over. Okay, now you should have one strategy that you focus on, and I do have one strategy that I focus on. But I'm gonna put some of that content on the other social networks just so it's out there. But when I'm prospecting, meeting new people, following up with people, it's Twitter. Okay, that is where I plant my flag. Okay, and so here's what I do. I'm using an app called Crowdfire. Crowdfire is an app where you can go in and you can follow people and unfollow people either by a key search word or a hashtag, or you can actually go up and you go out and copy followers. So for instance, let's say you put in Gary Vaynerchuk. What happens is all the people that follow him pop up, and you can go in and you can actually click all those people that are following Gary Vaynerchuk. And so within the Crowdfire app, there's a button in there called Automate, where it'll send an automatic message to somebody who follows you. And what I have found is when you follow other people, they generally will follow you back. And I would say probably 20% a day of people are following me back. Now, I've grown my Twitter profile where I'm up to, I think today it's like 4,500 new followers, or 4,500 total, yeah, 4,405 followers now. When I started this, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks ago, I was maybe down at 700 followers, and so I've just been consistently using this app to follow people. In the beginning, you can only follow a certain amount of people depending on how many people are following you. So it takes a little bit of time, but once you're consistent and you do this daily, you'll get to a point where you can follow 1,000 people a day and unfollow 1,000 people a day. And here's what I mean about that. So in the morning, after my daily wake-up call and I send my videos out there, I jump on Crowdfire, and there's a clock. It's the 24-hour clock. Okay, so if I follow a bunch of people at 9 a.m. in the morning, I have to wait until after 9 a.m. tomorrow to follow another 1,000 people. So it's really important that you keep that in mind, because you don't want to go into Twitter jail, okay? Because once you're in Twitter jail, it's really hard to get out of Twitter jail. So, or Facebook jail or Instagram jail, all the social media jails. So what I do is I log into Crowdfire. The first thing I do is I unfollow all those people that did not follow me from the previous day. So I clear everything out. And then I pick out some kind of keyword or somebody that I want to follow, and then all those followers come up, and I follow 1,000 people. I can follow 1,000 people a day, and right now about 20% of them are following me back. Now in Crowdfire, you can send that automated message. My automated message is this. Okay, you ready? Really simple. Thanks for the follow. What's the biggest struggle in your business right now? Question mark. 20% of the people follow me. Out of those 20%, I have conversations. I can have conversations pretty much all day long, and I just wait for those the answers to come back to me, and then I just elaborate. I try to get them to elaborate a little bit further. So if somebody says, for example, my biggest struggle is lead generation, then I'll ask them, well, what are you currently doing now? So I can kind of get to know them a little bit. And then they might tell me, oh, I'm doing Facebook, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. And I say, can I take a look at your page to see the kind of messages that you're sending, because I might be able to help you out. See where I'm going with this, you guys? It's helping other people, not me pushing, shoving down their throat, trying to sell them something, or even pushing MLSP right up front, because I want to build a rapport. I want to find out about them. If I'm asking questions, they're going to be more open and see that I'm more of a real person, that I truly want to help them. So then eventually where I bring the conversation is this. It's two different ways based on their answers. One is I have a piece of content that I put together based on what I learned in a training on how to increase your reach and engagement on all your social networks into the hundreds. So one thing I'll mention is, hey, I have this this free PDF on how you could learn how to increase your reach and engagement into the hundreds. Would you be interested in getting that? Everybody says yes. And I have that attached to a lead capture page where I have a video of me saying, hey, thanks so much for coming on. I'm really excited to share this PDF with you. You know, just drop your name in here and your email address, and I'll send that right over to you. So that's one way that I generate a lead. The other thing that I do is the conversation may go where I say, hey, I've got something I want to share with you that can really help you with your marketing efforts. And it's a short 19-minute video. Are you open to watching it? Question mark. I don't ever, ever, ever just send a link, because to me that's spamming. Okay? I want to ask the question first and make sure that people, they want it. They show me that they want it. But if I just put, hey, I've got this 19-minute video, it could, you know, show you how to generate more leads, and put the link in there, then the conversation ends. Okay? So I want them to say yes. Yes, get them in the mode of saying yes. So you do that by asking questions. And eventually, it just naturally, people come in and say, yeah, sure, I'd love to take a video of that. Now, here's something I do that a lot of the marketers aren't doing out there. I'm going to turn this light on because I can tell, because it's getting really dark. Oh, I got big shadows behind me. We can make puppets. Sorry. Let me grab this book that I use. You know, tracking and follow-up is very important. Where's my book? I usually keep it right next to me. All right, hold on a second, you guys. Okay, so with Twitter, when I'm talking to people and they say, they give me the yes that they want to either get my free PDF or they want to learn whatever it is that they want to learn about, and I want to share that video. Old school way that I'm doing right now is I have a notebook, okay, and so what I'm doing is I'm writing down their name, I'm writing down what part of the world that they're in, and then I'm writing down what the struggle was that they told me, okay, and then these little marks next to it are the people that said that they wanted to be open to either wanting to get my free PDF or they were open to watching the video. Now, I always put in there, let's also schedule a time to Skype. And I really want to try to push people more towards Skyping, because I want them to see me in my animated self and see that I'm a real person. And the people that say, you know, I don't want to do that, that's great, because it's great because of this. They just pre-qualified themselves out. Okay, they're not a serious person. They really, maybe not right now. They're not ready. Okay, so I do that consistently. And the reason I want to do a Skype is this. I'm taking those people that get on Skype with me, and I am taking them and I'm sharing my screen and I'm showing them the back office immediately. I want to show them all the training. Now, we have the 10-day test drive for that, but I want to take it a little bit further. I want to bring them in right away. You know, and I'm like, look, let me just show you. I want to show you all the training. I want to show you what you get. I want to show you the customer relationship manager. I want to show you the funnelizer. I'm going to show you that you get the autoresponder. I want to show you all these different trainings and all of the recorded trainings. I want to show them everything, because every time I do that, I get a person that's like, okay, I want to take the test drive. it happens 9 out of 10 times. So I'm taking it a little bit different than just getting them right to the test drive. I want to take them through the back office first. Now, here's the other thing that I do with Twitter is that since I have my notebook here, I follow back up with these people. I just go back to them and say, hey, how's it going? You know, you told me that you were, interested, you're having challenges with generating traffic, or, you're having challenges with your financial health. That's right, because I'm taking notes in my notebook, so I can go back to them because I have a little bit of rapport with them. And then basically, the other thing I do with Twitter is I'm using Hootsuite to have messages that are sending into Twitter by bulk messaging. So I always have some kind of content that's going out there. And then the other thing that I do is I'm using Post Planner as well, because unless somebody, I only learned it this way, that Post Planner I can send pictures and video within there as well, because I know, text content, you don't get a lot of engagement, but when you have videos and you have photos, you get a lot more engagement that way. And then throughout the day, if I get an idea of something, I'll try to post something that comes directly from me. That's either a video or a photo. And then the other thing that I do is all the people that have either favored or retweeted, I go back to them and I thank them for doing that as well, so I can really keep the engagement going. And so that's pretty much my Twitter. That's my daily method of operation in Twitter. There are days where, a lot of you probably saying, oh my God, well, what if you, like today was a huge day because the last few days I've been working on my own webinar, I haven't been able to follow up with everybody and respond to all those messages I've been getting. So I literally had an inbox today, a direct message box today of, I don't know, 40 different people that told me what their struggles were. So I was having a conversation with people most of the day today. Now I get a full-time business. I run a photography company, and I had one session today, so I spent most of my day messaging people, and I did it on my phone because it's so much easier and so much faster than me sitting here and typing. So what I'll do is I'll just put my microphone in my phone, and then I'll type back to, responding to those messages because it's so much faster. I'm really trying to cut the cord from my computer so I can go completely mobile on this. But there might, there's days when my photography studio is really busy, and so I only have an hour. So I try to get, because my first sessions usually start at 10 a.m. So I want to get all my daily method of operation done before 10 a.m. every single day. Because sometimes I just don't have a choice, and it seems to be working really well for me. I'm generating, I would say, 3 to 6 serious leads a day right now. I've got a few different people that I'm doing presentations for over the weekend. I'm hitting it really hard right now. I'm just grinding it out. I'm grinding 7 days a week right now because I really want to make a major shift, and so it's pretty challenging, and usually on a Friday night, I wouldn't be sitting here doing something like this, but I'm grinding. I want to, if I want to make myself change my life, I got to help other people. So I'm grinding it every day, you guys. I'm about 4.5 months in. I'm an L1 leader. That just happened a few weeks ago. I'm starting to earn commissions. I'm looking at the big picture. I've got a lot of momentum going, and so I'm not going to stop now. I just got to keep going, and that's what you guys got to do. You got to just keep going. And I want you to pick one strategy. If you pick this strategy, I can tell you right now, at least for me, this is working really well. If you like Facebook, do Facebook. Do the exact same thing on Facebook, because there's tools out there. You can use Post Planner to do Facebook posts out there. Chris, Mr. Boomski out there, man, he is crushing it with what he's doing on Facebook. He's being consistent. He's sharing a lot of pictures and videos and value, and that's what you got to do, is just share value every single day and keep reaching out and engage with those people, because here's what's going on. People are watching you. You may not know this. You're going, oh, I'm not getting a lot of engagement. There's not a lot of people doing anything. But they are. What they're doing is they're watching to see if you're going to stick around. Are you just another fly-by-night internet guy? That's what they're doing. I mean, all of a sudden, I was talking earlier before we got started here, you guys, I don't do a lot of stuff on Instagram. I mean, I post a really quick thing on there every day, but I haven't been doing any engaging because I'm so focused on Twitter. But in the last 3 or 4 days, it's been blowing up. Like, all these people are starting to follow me out of the blue. I'm like, what the heck is going on? What's going on is that people have been watching and seeing if I'm going to stick around. And I've been sharing some social proof, and I just continue to share value. And if you continue to share value, and you're there consistently every single day, people are going to flood. All the leaders say that this happens, and it's starting to happen. It's pretty exciting. And my main focus is now I just want to help my team, get to that first leadership level. So I'm showing the same techniques, and some people might be saying, "Oh, well, Paul, what if all of us get on Twitter and all start doing the same exact technique?" Awesome. We can't capture everybody, and your personality is going to be different than mine, and I'm going to connect with certain people that you're not going to connect with, and you're going to connect with certain people I can't connect with. So there's more than enough people to talk to out there. Okay, don't ever think that no matter how many people are jumping in doing this kind of strategy, that you can't have success with it. And I'll just say one more last thing before I pass it over to Scott is, don't compare yourself to the other leaders, okay? Don't be looking at those leaders going, oh my God, I need to be doing everything that they're doing. No, you need to just follow your own journey, okay? It's okay to follow somebody, but don't compare yourself to them, because you don't know the journey that they've been on. You don't know the struggles that they've been having. You don't know their family life. You don't know their work life. You don't know what's going on for that particular person. Focus on your own journey and tell your own story in your own voice, okay? With the main thing is helping other people. And you're going to be just like one of those other leaders. You're going to get on stage and you're going to replace your income, and you're going to help other people replace their incomes, and you're going to help people get their lives back. You're going to help children get their mothers and fathers back. You're going to get people, your audience is waiting for you. So keep sharing the message, okay? There's somebody out there that needs your help. So just keep reaching out until you find them. And then maybe you're saying, oh, well, I get on Skype and I don't know what to say to them. Don't think about what you need to say. Just ask them, just meet them. Build a relationship. Just be straight up. Hey, I just want to chat with you and see, what's going on. Why did you want to get more information from me? Ask them, how long have you been doing this business that you're doing? Why are you doing this business? What is the big why? And really say, I want to dig. I had a guy today. He goes, well, I want to make a lot of money. I'm like, well, dude, we all want to make a lot of money, but like, how much money do you want to make? And he said, well, I want to make $10,000 a month. I'm like, okay, why? He goes, well, I don't know. I just want to make that amount of money. I'm like, well, what would that do for you? Like, how would that change your family life? And he started talking about, well, I want to spend time with my kids. They play baseball. I want to go to all their baseball games, and I want to send my kid to college, and I want to travel with my wife. And if I see something in a store that my boys want, I want to get that. That's where you're trying to get to, and just be real with them. And then you want to try to pre-qualify these people too. You got to say, okay, you want to make 10 grand a month? Awesome, that's great. How much time can you invest? I mean, you have a family, you got a full-time job. How much time can you invest in your business? And if they say, you know what, Paul, I only have 30 minutes a day, I'm like, great. So 30 minutes a day, every single day you need to show up, and I'm going to help you show up, and we're going to work together until we reach your goal. Okay, and then you need to ask them straight up as well, how much money do you have to invest in your business to go and earn $10,000 a month? And some people are afraid to ask that question. Look, you want to know. If somebody says, I'm dead broke, I've got no money, and we all know that, if you want it bad enough, you can find the money, okay? But there's certain people that you can feel the vibe on that are just like, I'm not really that serious. So ask them straight up. You'll know when somebody's genuine. You'll hear it in their voice. But if you can Skype them and see it in their face, boy, that's real. That's real. You can't fake this at all. I'm a little bit long-winded, you guys. Sometimes I just get off on tangents. I can't help myself. I'm really sorry. But this all is part of my Twitter strategy, because it's not just about generating the lead. Because people, a lot of marketers are like, oh, I need to generate leads, generate leads, generate leads. That's great. But you need to convert those leads, okay? And just don't think those leads as just leads. They're people. They're your new friends. They might be some of your best friends are waiting out there for you. You may go on trips together. You know, these people are going to come up to you, and they're going to hug you, and they're going to tell you, dude, you changed my life. I just got goosebumps saying that. Think about that, man. Somebody is going to come up to you, and they're going to hug you, and they're going to go in tears, and you're going to have tears, and you are going to change the direction of their life in the most positive way. So when you're out there and you're using whatever strategy that you're using, keep that in mind. We have an opportunity to help somebody change their life, their child's life, their entire family's life. Keep that in mind when you're grinding and people are saying no to you and they're not interested and they're not showing up, and or maybe they came in and they dropped out. It's okay. Big picture, you guys. Big picture. We have to grind it every day to get to the big picture. Okay? So feel it here and share it and puke it out on everybody. Just don't hold back. Why? There's no reason to. So, guys, I hope I shared value with you. You know, if you're not using this strategy and you're using a different strategy, just use the same principles and go in it with full passion, with everything that you've got. Okay? And I'm going to leave you with one last thing here, and I'm going to pull out my little note if I can find it. Those of you that might have listened to the daily wake-up call before, and I want you to do this with me, okay? You guys ready? You ready to get yourself pumped? Shake your heads. Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, okay. Here's what we're going to do. Remember this? What are you fighting for? You. What are you fighting for? I know what I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for my family's freedom. My family's freedom. Again, I'm putting them first because I'm going to help them and it's going to help me. That's what I'm fighting for. Now, 3 times, at least 3 times a day, you say this. I am valuable. I have value to share. I am worthy. And I am powerful. And I fight for my family's freedom. And you say it like that with passion from your heart. And you should feel it. You should feel it. Because when you feel that emotion, then you're putting out into the universe how you're going to touch other people's lives. 3 times a day at least. Say it to your family. If they're not supporting you, say it to them like that. And they will support you. Even if they think you're a little bit crazy. You guys, thank you. I love doing this. I love sharing my passion, and I'm so incredibly grateful that you guys invited me here tonight to share this with you. I hope you got some value. I hope I made some emotions come up in you, so you go out there and go help that audience that's waiting for you. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Seriously.
Awesome. Dude, awesome, Paul. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate your passion and your power. Wow.
Thank you.
Where do I go from there?
Share some passion, man. Just everyone step up. Say what you're feeling right now. Share something. Come on, from your heart. It's safe here.
Tell you what, I'm fighting for my sanity. I'm stuck here. I'm stuck here in a trailer right now at my job site, and I don't want to be here right now. And this is not where we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be where we want to be, not where we have to be.
Absolutely. Oh, go ahead, Scott.
No, man. I'm just I'm trying to think of how am I going to come off of all this emotion, man.
It's big. Paul, I love it. I love it. I love your energy. I love your authenticity. It's just incredible to watch you talk. Like, ever since the moment that we met at Live the Dream, I mean, I just, like, you just caught my attention and held it constantly. And I really, like, I just resonate with you, man. I love the things that you're sharing here tonight. I would love to just kind of, like, I know you said you do some prospecting there with the people on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like how, like, are you literally just having a good conversation with these people, or like, are you following some kind of script that you've adapted, or what are some interesting prospecting tips that somebody might have for Twitter, or just for anything in general?
Okay, that's a great question, Miguel. I try to just have a conversation, and I really don't use any kind of script. Somebody just, one of my team members above me suggested some questions, because I started trying to do this all on my own, and I was doing it the wrong way. You know, I was putting the links out there, and I was doing that spammy kind of thing, and I didn't know I was really spamming. I thought I was sharing value. And they just said, man, just keep it simple. Just ask them straight up. What are they struggling with in their business? And I was like, wow, that's such an easy question to ask. And so I just asked that question. And you could frame that question in so many different ways that you want. And then when they respond with whatever, just start a conversation with that. You know, if someone says, well, I'm struggling with, all right, how about I do this? Let me find somebody really quick. I got my Twitter and my other screen here.
Really, I mean, I love the ideas that you're sharing, and that's a fantastic way. But what I see most is a lot of people wondering, like, is it really just that easy just to talk? And I actually saw this come up. I think I don't know where I saw it today, but I saw somebody talking about how, you know, sometimes when you really need to make that money, you really need to recruit somebody, you really need to start bringing something in, and it's cannot be fast enough to wait for the relationship to happen.
Yeah. So
at what point, like, I mean, you've got to be somewhat tactical and kind of move the conversation in a direction to create that sale ultimately.
Right.
You know, obviously it's genuine. You believe in what you're doing. You obviously believe in what you're doing. So anything that you share with somebody is a useful tool that they are going to make the most out of. So, like, yeah. I guess that's kind of where my question is coming from, is like, how do you steer that conversation towards, you know, towards ultimately getting the lead and making the sale?
Well, I just continue asking questions. So, like that person today who is having a challenge with generating leads, and then I ask them more questions, what they're doing. First, I want to find out what they're doing right now that may not be working. And then I just ask them straight up, hey, are you open to learning how you could generate leads, you know, using attraction marketing? And wait for a response. And a lot of people come back, most people come back and say, well, what's attraction marketing? Excuse me. And then I ask, can we Skype or talk over the phone so I can find out a little bit more about you, and so you can see that I'm a real person, and just go from there. And it's just really asking questions. When I do get them on the phone, I mean, really, it is this simple, you guys. It's really this simple. And no, not everybody's going to do it, but consistently every single day, you're going to be talking to more people. But I feel like if I can show them myself, the platform, you know, the back office, and say, look, let me just show you. And I'll say, this may not be for you, but let me just show it to you myself without even giving me $10. And then it's just, I think that's just building more of a relationship with people. I find that's being really, really powerful. That I can go and show them without them giving me their credit card. And, you know, some people might not like that idea, but it seems to be working for me. So I'll just bring them back there, and then here's the other thing that most marketers don't do. They don't ask for the sale. Okay? Look, you say straight up, hey, I just showed it to you. Now, maybe somebody says, you know what, I do want to learn about lead generation, and I do want to, I do need to learn about some other social media marketing. Go, great, you know what? We have a 10-day, $10 test drive. You can pull the curtain back and see everything, and I will be there with you for every day for 10 days, and I will walk you through that back office. And together, I will show you the power of this. And if you don't like it, you get $10 back. So you're ready to get started right now? It's only $10. I mean, you're going to get your $10 back if you're not happy. Straight up. And if somebody hems and haws at $10, I'll just say, you know what? Maybe this isn't for you, and I really appreciate your time. But when you're ready, I'm here.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I love it. I love it, Paul. That is just fantastic. I know we're all itching to ask a bunch of questions.
Ask.
You know, I'm gonna let these guys jump in here. I've got a list. I've been writing them down as you were talking. I was like, oh, that's such a good nugget. Oh my gosh, that's a good nugget. I hadn't heard that before. That's a good one. But I'm gonna let someone else fire away at you here. Get ready. You're on the hot seat, brother.
I'm ready. Bring it.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot a couple of questions at you, Paul.
Yeah, okay. What's up?
First, I want to say thank you very much for all the value you dropped on us. That was amazing. And even when you were talking at the end, it got pretty emotional for me as well, because I'm doing this mainly for my family. It's not just for me. It's a bigger cause than just making money for myself. So I really resonate with you on that, and I appreciate what you're doing.
Awesome.
So I do use Twitter as well. So I've got a couple of more technical questions related to the way you send your messages out on Twitter and stuff. And I was wondering, so how often, when we were talking about Hootsuite, for anybody who's unfamiliar with it, it allows you to queue up your messages. And how often do you have those go out? Because I've experimented having them, a couple of times a day, and I've even gone down to, I think the limit is every 20 minutes. So I just wanted to know what your thoughts were on that and what you've had the best results with.
Okay, so I feel with the Hootsuite, with the bulk messaging, I think it's really good to just always having content flying out there all the time. And so you have to have at least, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, but I believe you have to have at least 2,000 followers before you can send out. I do a message every hour for 12 hours, and that's how I have my Hootsuite set up. Now I upload a bulk about 126 messages. I'm still working on building that. I want to get it to 350. I think it's either 325 or 350 that you can upload that many messages, and I space them out per hour. Excuse me. And there is, and I'll have to get this to you guys, but there's best practices of what times of day are the best times of day to be posting on Twitter. But right now, I just do a message on top of the hour, every hour, I think starting at 6 a.m. For 12 hours. And then the way I've got 100-something messages, so that will go for 7 days. And then I'll go and I'll have to go re-upload that file to Hootsuite, in 7 days. But what's really important about that strategy is that you have to delete all those messages, because you will go in Twitter jail if you keep putting the same messages out over and over and over. And there's a really simple tool out there. It's a free tool called Tweet Delete. And so you can set it up to delete a certain amount of messages, 30, 60, 7 days. I mean, it gives you all these different things. But it's really important that, if you're doing this bulk messaging with Hootsuite to Twitter, that you got to make sure that you delete those tweets before you upload your next file. And I just have mine every 7 days. It just deletes them all. And that's why you look on mine, people are probably like, wait, he's got 4,000 followers, but he only has 131 tweets. What's up with that? Because I want to stay out of Twitter jail. So that's how I'm approaching it with Hootsuite right now. Did that help?
Yeah, no, thanks for letting me know, because I've experimented with longer than 1 hour, and I've done sometimes shorter than an hour, and it's good to know you're getting results with 1 hour. And the second question I had for you then is, when you do send people to capture pages, which ones are you using more often? Is it you're asking the person first, but if they don't state that they're looking for help on Facebook, if they're just generally looking for help generating leads online?
I will send them to specific places depending on what it is that they're looking for. Most of them, say about 90% of them are the lead generation. So I'm sending them to the generic mastery page, to the 19-minute video, and that seems to be generating pretty good leads for me. There might be some people out there that are that may be talking about their they're having troubles with their social engagement. So I came up with this PDF on how to increase their reach and engagement into the hundreds. And it's a PDF of shooting video and how to shoot video, and I show them actual numbers and screenshots. And then that's in the funnelizer, so that drops them into my CRM. What's really interesting about having that on my Twitter profile, you guys, is that when my automatic message goes out through Crowdfire, a lot of people are coming in and they're just going to my profile and they're grabbing that free PDF all by itself. So that's how I'm approaching it, Kay, is depending on what their big struggle is, which mainly are leads, or social engagement. It's one of the two usually, but it's mainly leads. So I'm going to send them through the mastery. The 19-minute video seems to be working really well.
Yeah, great, thanks. That helps. I've sometimes I wasn't sure which one to send it to, so yeah, I'll give that a go from now.
And it's all testing too. I mean, every day you can do something different. That's what's awesome. I mean, you can go on Crowdfire, and once you guys get to 2,000 followers, then I believe you can start following 1,000 people a day. Prior to that, I think it's 200 a day. And so even 200 a day is good, because you'll build that. You do it consistently, you're going to get to above 2,000 followers really, really fast. It's huge. Now the other thing I haven't implemented yet, which I'm going to start doing, because I finally figured out my freaking phone with the Periscope. I figured out how to fix the pixelation problem. When Periscope first came out, man, I was an addict. I was like, oh my God, this is the best freaking thing since sliced bread. This is going to be the greatest way to share my message and connect with people. But I had an issue with my phone where everything was pixelated, so I stopped doing it because it looked awful. Even when we were down in Live the Dream, I was still having pixelation problems, so I didn't do any periscoping at all. Then I found somebody, some guru Periscope guy, and he helped me with my phone and got it all figured out. And so now, after April Marie's Periscope training that she did, man, I am getting right back. I'm just about ready to get back on there, and that's really going to help me grow my following as well. So if you guys are not doing Periscope and you're using Twitter, get on Periscope immediately, because you will grow your following really, really fast. All right, who else got a question?
Yo, Paul.
Yo, Boomski.
Hey. Hashtag Boomski here. I had a question about how you scan through your direct messages on Twitter. Do you use Hootsuite for that, or do you use Twitter itself?
I've just been using Twitter itself. I haven't taken the time to learn how to do that with Hootsuite. So if you have some knowledge you can drop on that, Chris, man, I'd love to learn that. But I've just been using Twitter itself and using my phone on the messaging.
Okay, because I mean, since I think I might have been doing something against the rules, but ever since I've had, maybe 200 followers, if that, I've been doing 800 to 1,000 people a day following and unfollowing that same amount.
Right.
And I've just been using the standard Twitter direct messaging, box that they give you. And in my opinion, it's not the most user-friendly thing in the world. So I was wondering if there was a more efficient way to scan through the messages. But yeah, other than that.
Yeah, I don't think I haven't found a different way. I found that the direct messaging directly through Twitter seems to be the best way. And I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but there isn't a limit on how many characters now in direct messaging. Do you guys know that?
Yeah, it's a new thing that they're doing.
Yeah, it's huge.
So, how many messages back and forth do you do before you get on Skype?
That's going to depend on the conversation. I mean, I'm trying to get them on Skype, by the third message if I can. And sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes, it takes a little bit longer. And I'm definitely finding that it's a pre-qual tool. The people like, oh, I don't want to talk to you. I'm like, well, then you're not going to talk, and I'll be here when you're ready.
Yeah, man, I've been trying to find that balance between building some rapport and just like Steve Cribb did. That guy, he just gets him on the phone as soon as he can. But I'm trying to find the balance personally.
Yeah, it can be tough. It's tough to find that balance, and it's just asking questions and changing the questions. I mean, every day I'm doing different questions, and I'm keeping track in my notebook of what kind of engagement I'm getting with certain questions. I'm also keeping track in my notebook, so the other day I used the word Gary Vaynerchuk, and then I wrote down in my notebook how many leads I got from that and what kind of conversations that I had, so I can start tracking what type of people, because I'm trying to scale up. I'm trying to recruit up. I'm trying to find the better people to talk to, not just the tire kickers. And so, when you put the words in there, network marketing or MLM, I definitely feel that a lot of those people, it's a little bit more challenging to have a real conversation with than if I go out and I find a really high-end networking guru or, marketer and follow those people and having better conversations. But, finding the balance, Chris, I think it's just a trial and error. It's a testing. It's like split testing. I think it's just a matter of doing it and then taking notes and then look through your notes. I mean, my notebook, man, this thing is gold to me. I'll tell you guys a really quick story here, and I'll let you finish, Chris. But when we flew back from Live the Dream, I had this notebook with me, and I was so jacked up. I had it in the pocket in the front seat, and I walked off the airplane without it. And I started to drive home, and I realized I'd left it there. And I turned around and went back, and I jumped through hoops to try to freaking get it. And thank God they had it, because all that content that was in this notebook was sitting on the freaking airplane. Thank God I got it before it took off. But anyway, I would say, Chris, use, I don't know if you're using a notebook to track those conversations with people yet, but I would suggest doing that and start figuring that part out just by tracking. Does that help?
No, it does, because I've noticed that, if I followed Tony Robbins or, a big thought leader like that, I'll notice that some days I'll have 7 leads come in, and the next day I might have 1 or 2. And it kind of depends on what accounts I follow. Sometimes I go after industry leaders, or I go after thought leaders, and sometimes I'm just straight up going for the companies themselves. Yeah. But it really does vary what accounts you target that attracts the more serious people. So that's something I have not been doing, is tracking. So I have to start doing that.
Yeah, that will really help. I mean, the next thing I'm going to do is, this notebook is gold to me, but what I need to do is I'm probably going to set up an Excel spreadsheet so I can start seeing things side by side, because I think that'll really help too. And also, guys, it's different days. You get different results. I'm finding that Tuesday is one of the best days for some reason. People want to they just want to have conversations more on Tuesday than any other day of the week. I don't know why.
Talkative Tuesday.
Yeah. So, we just track and test and split, but I think the more that you're, just like what all the leaders say, split test, split test, split test, 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 test. And so, I think that's just really important. Maybe we'll figure it out. We just got to keep doing it. Maybe we have a whole webinar just on testing and see what kind of things that we come up with. But I'm going to definitely make some kind of Excel spreadsheet and start doing it that way so I can do the comparison side by side, because I've got pages and pages of people that I've talked to, and it's not helping me because it's really distracting, actually. So I got to put it in a spreadsheet and see it side by side. So I hope that helped.
The famous quote that I've heard over and over is, "When in doubt, test it out." If you don't know.
Yeah, that's good.
And one thing I'd like to point out too is it's really important, and I know I have my picture on here. I'm kind of in a weird place, so I'm keeping my picture up. Something to point out too is that the amount of followers you get also depends on how your profile is set up. So if you have your banner picture, your description, and your everything in your tweets set up to where they're understanding that you're giving them a clear benefit, like why should you follow me type thing. Like Mark Lalonde says, the what's in it for me. If you have the what's in it for me plastered all over your account, your followers rate will be high.
Okay, say that one more time.
Okay, so it's one thing to follow people, but it's another to keep them, to attract the followers. Because what happens is when you follow people, they'll check you out and see if they want to follow you. So The thing is with all social media is you need to have your what's in it for me in their eyes clear to them so that they'll want to stick around and hear what you have to say.
Okay. I'm looking at my other screen right here, and I'm just checking it out. Guys, do you think I think it'd be really beneficial maybe if we critique each of our pages and maybe make some suggestions, because I'm always looking at it, and I'm like all of us humans, we're thinking, oh, my page is awesome, and it may not be. It might suck actually. So would you guys?
That'd be awesome.
What do you guys think about critiquing each other's profiles?
Yeah, I mean, and one major thing I'd like to point out, and the reason why I've noticed this is because I've seen debatably hundreds and hundreds of profiles, is people put their descriptions as, I'm a mother of 2, I love sports, go Colts, check out my link. I know this might sound harsh, but people don't care about you. They want to know what's in it for them. So if you have a clear description that says, hey, if you follow me, this is what you're going to get, that's going to convert much higher than I love long walks on the beach and I like sipping champagne.
I know you like long walks on the beach, Chris.
Guys, on that point, actually, I had one heck of a time using Canva to create the banner for my Twitter profile. What would you guys recommend doing over that? Because Canva it's very easy to use. We all know about it. I use it for lots of different stuff. It's great. It seems like it's amazing for Facebook posts, Instagram stuff. You can do a lot with it. But as far as the banners go, it always feels and seems a little bit off. Like it's not quite right when you use it to create like your Facebook banner for your fan page or for your Twitter in this case. So I mean, what would you guys recommend with that? And yeah.
I got one.
Like either Chris or Paul or anybody.
Fiverr.
Fiverr?
Get it made on Fiverr.
Okay, you got to give me a good contact. I went that route and I did not like
it.
Who's got a good one? Who's got a good Fiverr person?
So you already tried it? Is that what you said? Okay, I got mine through Fiverr, and he did a really good job, so I can send you his info.
Yeah, absolutely. You should just post it. Like maybe post it in the group.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Because if we're gonna do some critiquing, I mean, maybe I can show you real quick here.
And Miguel, I just
Go
I'm a
ahead.
photographer, so I use Photoshop, and
Right.
that's just I know how to do it. So
I usually have my tech department do it for me, my wife. I was in the I was kind of in a hurry on that one there, so I did what I could with what I had at the time.
And I'm very, very picky, and I average about 10 to 20 edits per image, so I do everything through Canva personally.
Do you really?
Yeah. Hey.
Hey, can you guys see that?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
See, this did not quite come out right the way that I wanted. Like, it was just, like, I couldn't get the sizes to work right just on Canva. So, I mean, I was kind of looking at, what is, looking for a good resource, or, Christina, you said you had a good Fiverr person, and that would be awesome. Because the guy that I got with, he did not do a very good job with those at all.
Yeah, I'll put his info. I'll have to check and see. I'll check and see. I'm pretty sure he's still in there. But I'll double check, because this was a while back. So am I next? Can I be next?
Go next.
Well, I first of all, I want to say thank you, Paul. Thank you so much for being here. I'm actually quite new to Twitter, so I was trying my best to follow and just get a grasp of everything that you said. Did you say that there's a limit? Like, if I just started, kind of like literally almost several days ago, is there a limit to how many people I can follow right now?
yeah, so how many followers do you have right now? If any?
I think I have 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I could be wrong, but I think it's 20% of how many you have right now.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And then once you get to a certain point that you can start following 200 people per day until you get to 2,000 followers. And then once you get to 2,000 followers, you can follow 1,000 people a day.
Okay.
But the thing is that you want to be using like the Crowdfire app to unfollow the people that are not going to follow you, so you can start that cycle all over again the next day.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it's 20%. I could be wrong. I just can't think of the number off the top of my head. But what you'll do is just go in and start following people. Keep track of that right now, and you'll get a message that will just say, and don't get scared from this. You'll get a message saying, Twitter says you can't follow this many more people today. Learn more.
Okay.
And that's not going to put you in Twitter jail.
Okay. What's gonna put me on Twitter
No,
jail?
that it won't
Did you
put you
say?
in Twitter jail. So if you
Oh, okay.
follow a whole bunch of people and then you see this message coming up that says, "Oh, you can't follow this many
Okay.
people," that's not putting you in Twitter jail. That's just letting you know that you can't. Because that happens to me every day. I lose count. Like in Crowdfire, it tracks. It shows me the numbers. But sometimes I'm not paying attention. I'm just I'm doing something else. I'm watching a video and I'm just hitting my mouse button, boom, 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 and then I'll look up. I'm like, oh, I went over and I see the message that comes up that says, oh, you
Okay.
can't follow more than this many people today.
Yeah, the things that
So-
will put you in Twitter jail are repeating your tweets and posting too many tweets.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know the more followers that you have, the more you can put that you can tweet out there. But
Right.
Okay.
you don't. I mean, I don't know. I think once an hour, for me, it's been working for me. I'm getting engagement and people are opening stuff, but I've got that many followers now. So There is Mark Lalonde's got a really, really detailed training in the back office. Maybe we should. There's a cheat sheet. If I can find it, you guys, I can send it over to you, Scott. We could put it in the file section.
Sure. In fact, everybody, I actually went through his Twitter training on it's marklalonde.com/Twitter.
Oh, there you go.
And if you want his Facebook training, it's marklalonde.com/Facebook, and then the other one's /Instagram.
Awesome. Perfect.
Thank you.
Did you change it from Ask Lalonde?
I think he just has that
Ask
page as
Lalonde,
well.
yes, that's it, Chris.
Oh,
you're
Ask
right.
Lalonde, yeah.
lalonde.com/Twitter/Instagram/Facebook. And that's all going to be directly, it directs you to the MLSP back office where he has the training at.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So
All right.
one more thing. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So you said that you don't send, you don't have your direct, the messages that you send are not automated.
They are.
Oh, they are automated.
Yes.
Okay.
So when somebody follows me using the Crowdfire app,
Okay.
I have in there, thanks for the follow, what's the biggest struggle in your business right now? And then I have the Crowdfire where it doesn't have their branding on it.
Okay.
So I think it's, I don't know, $7 a month or something. So it, because otherwise it's going to have Crowdfire at the end of it, and someone's going to know it's an automated message. I mean, I'm sure most people think it's an automated message, but if you don't have their branding on it, that makes it a little bit more personal.
Mm-hmm.
And this light is freaking showing all my wrinkles in my head. What's up with that?
Yeah. I mean, the key to automation is looking like a human while you're doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you want
Absolutely, Chris.
done by whatever service, it makes you look a lot more authentic.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I have people asking me, is this direct message automated? It's like, yes, it is, because I don't have time to send 1,000 messages a day.
Right. Right.
I have other things to do.
Cool.
So Samantha, did that answer your question?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you. So
welcome.
I
You're
don't want to overwhelm myself. I mean, I think this is good stuff to get started. So so I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah, just focus on the Twitter and use some of the things that I talked about, and you won't overwhelm yourself if you focus. If this is the strategy that you want to focus on, really, you could do this in an hour a day, and you could use your phone the entire time. You could be mobile. You could be walking to the coffee shop. Whatever it is. Try to cut the cord, you guys. I mean, all of us, we don't want to be sitting in our home offices 24/7. We want to travel and hang with our families. So you can do that with all these apps, and even with Twitter directly. You just do it directly with your phone, so you can just go out and enjoy your life.
Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah.
Working on too. Being the mobile lifestyle.
The mobile lifestyle, absolutely. Cool.
Cool.
Any other questions?
Thanks.
You're
Oh,
welcome. You're welcome.
I won't keep
You have a page of them, Miguel.
I have a page. I have a page of questions for you, sir. But you know what? Maybe I'll have to ask them to you on the next time we hang out, buddy.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that, folks, I just want to go ahead and thank again Paul, our wonderful guest, for coming out. We appreciate you. Appreciate your time. Folks, if you happen to be viewing this, hangout at a later time, get with a person that invited you to visit this hangout. Take the test drive. Be a part of our community. Go ahead and see what we got going on here. We're the Dream Team, and we're here for you. That's what we're here for, is for you and your success. And together, we're all going to achieve more. That's what team's all about. So, guys, appreciate you. Thank you all for being on here. We'll go ahead and see you next Friday, same time, same channel. Hopefully, less difficulties.
Who's next week? Who's next week?
Oh,
you gave me that podcast of somebody very special coming next week, and I'm really pumped about it.
Okay, all right. I'll go ahead and tell you. His name is Casey Eberhardt. He's an author, speaker, trainer. In his primary MLM company, he's 18th in ranking, and he travels all over the world, and he just got back from speaking across the pond in London to a group of about 7,000 people. So, you know, he's going to be bringing it. So if you don't know who he is, Google him, Casey Eberhardt.
Booyah.
Cool.
So,
Boomski.
Boomski.
and guys, we're going to end this call just like we always do. We always end this call because we have this phrase at the end of Live the Dream that we are told. And so on the count of 3, we're all going to say it together. And then, Paul, you can go ahead and kill the webcast. Ready, everybody? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm
getting
better and
better.
Love you guys. Talk to you later.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.